I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, great Millstone, who teach and rule well, and shalom to the sincere Akim, furnish truth and sincerity. Shalom. In this lesson, I want to talk about, that we're not supposed to trust our enemy, and our number one enemy is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man upon the earth. And I want to basically talk, about a little testimony that I had myself, and which basically showed me, yet again, like, hey, these people are not to be trusted. That we have to be very circumspect, be wise as a, wise as a dove, wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove, around our enemies. With Esau, Edom being the number one enemy. So the testimony that I want to talk about is a couple of weeks ago I received my reach truck certificate. And as some people might know that watch my videos, I'm an order picker in a food warehouse. But one of the jobs they're also able to do there is basically reach truck. You move the pallets to and fro so that the stock for the order pickers are resupplied. So one of these guys came up to me, a couple of weeks ago, like, I heard you received your reach truck. And I didn't really talk with many people about it, just a couple of people, the basically the coordinators, the people that basically tell the other people what to do, and a couple of colleagues that I chat with here and there. But then this guy, this cat came up to me, that I actually don't really talk to, at all. I say him good morning once in a while, and he basically came up to me, like, hey, I heard you received your reach truck certificate. Then I asked him, like, how do you know? How did you know? Who told you? He said, yeah, word spreads around here pretty fast, with the alleys, the owls, everybody can hear one another, so hey, that basically shows me yet again, man, hey, we gotta be wise as serpents and harmless as doves, man. Especially around Esau, Edom, the so-called one upon earth, man, because they can't keep secrets or anything, man. They're just pure wickedness. Even in a small matter, like, someone getting their reach truck certificate. If something like that spread around like that, how much more, more important things, and they're even doing it to one another. And they're supposed to be brethren from each other, these Edomites. They're not to be trusted, man. So this is Sirach chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. And we know that it's in the nature of iron to basically corrode, which is rust. So it's in the nature of iron to corrode. So it's also in the nature of Esau, Edom, to be wicked. They were made to be the wicked. As we can also read in the book of Malachi, chapter 1, verse 4. Where it says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus said the Lord Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi hath indignation forever, which is righteous anger. Indignation means righteous anger. And they're being called the border of wickedness. We also know that Esau, Edom, is a so-called white man upon the earth. According to Genesis chapter 36 and 1, and eventually Genesis chapter 25 verse 25, where Esau came out red all over, which means he had no skin pigmentation, and you could see the blood through his skin. He's our number one enemy, according to Psalms chapter 83. So it says, Sirach chapter 12 verse 10, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. You know, that's also something that they're very good at. You know, one example at my job, you know, they basically have two sections over here. One is basically the goods that don't have to be stored at how do you say it, at a cold temperature, and you have the products that need to be stored at the cold temperature. So there's one time, you know, I know these people, man. I know these people, the Spirit that's upon them, you know. And you know, one of this guy, he came to me all humble, you know. Meanwhile, when he's you know, doing his daily things, he's mean looking at me, you know, and things like that. But he came humbly to me, and you know, they needed help at basically the cold section. You know, he was like, yeah, do you wanna learn this and you wanna learn that? You know, we're gonna teach you this and we're gonna teach you that. You know, you're gonna make a little bit extra money. You know, because it's colder, so you get extra money. You know, and I was like, oh yeah, cool, cat. You know, I was like, man, I need to do something else. You know, I can't be doing every day the same thing. So it was like, cool, cat. But you know, once I fulfilled that task for them, you know, then they just go back to mean mugging you. You know, to not liking you. You know. That's basically also in their nature, man. Once you've done those things that they need you for, they're gonna throw you aside and don't need you no more, you know. So that's something that they're also very good at, man. Though he humble himself and go crouching, you know, that's what they did with the example that I gave. You know, do you want to do this, you know, and came all humbly and humble, you know, and things like that. And go crouching, yet take good heed, you know. Still be aware of him. And be aware of him, and thou should be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. You know, and a looking glass back in the days refers to a mirror, and the mirrors back in the days were actually made of steel alloy, you know, which steel. Right now we have alloys that make, you know, stainless steel, but back in the days they had just regular steel which corrodes as well, which even, you know, which also causes them to rust. So basically, when it says in verse 11, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. You know, even though you're gonna wipe away the rust from the mirror, you know, you can still see it. And so is it with their wickedness, man. You know, so is it with their wickedness. They cannot be trusted. You know, the only thing that we can trust them in is that, you know, they're being the wicked, and that the wicked are estranged from the womb. You know. As soon as they be born speaking lies, they're liars, they're deceivers, you know. The spirit that's in them is not upright, you know. You know, so hey, never trust your enemies, you know. We know who you're surrounded by. You know, we know that these people are in power right now, but never trust your enemies, man. You know, as it says in the book of Matthew, you know, you got to be wise as serpents, harmless as dove. Don't talk too much with these people, because before you know it, you know, something might pop up, you know, and the whole section hears about it, you know. So also be very aware of the words that you speak yourself, you know. It was better not to say much, you know, than to mingle yourself with their affairs, you know. So with that, I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, great Millstone, who teach and rule well, and shalom to the sincere archems, pronounced truth and sincerity. Shalom.